I never thought I'd find salvation buried in a pile of humanity's waste. But that night, under the acid rain of the slums of New Chicago, I found her. Broken, bleeding, and tossed aside like garbage. An alien girl, small, fragile, barely clinging to life. And against every instinct drilled into me during the war, I reached out and saved her. That choice, it changed everything. The year was 2374. The galaxy was fractured. Alliances shattered by decades of war between humanity and the Drakari conglomerate. I was just another broken soldier, discharged and forgotten, living out my days in the dark alleys of New Chicago. The city had become a cesspool of crime, poverty, and corporate greed. Acid rain fell every night, washing the blood off the streets, but never cleansing the rot within. I was staggering home from another night of drowning my demons in cheap synth liquor when I heard it. A faint whimper, weak, desperate. A sound no one else would bother with. But something made me stop. Maybe it was the ghost of the man I used to be. I turned down a narrow alley, lined with dumpsters overflowing with filth. That's when I saw her, curled up between broken crates, a small, slender form, shivering beneath torn fabric, skin a pale violet, streaked with grime and blood, ears tapered and delicate, almost elven, eyes half-lidded, glowing faintly like twin moons. An alien girl. Every instinct screamed at me to walk away. Aliens weren't welcome here, and neither were those who helped them. Harboring a Xeno could mean death or worse. But as I looked at her, my memories of war flickered. Burning colonies, terrified civilians, the faces of those I failed to save. No, not this time. I tore off my coat and wrapped it around her. Her body was light, too light. She felt like a sack of bones. I carried her through the rain. Down twisting back streets to the abandoned warehouse I called home. She passed out before we arrived. Days turned to weeks. I nursed her back from the brink with stolen medkits and scraps from black market traders. She spoke little at first, just fragments of a language I barely understood. But slowly, we built our own form of communication. Gestures, looks, shared silences. I learned her name was Alira. She had escaped from a corporate lab where they'd experimented on her kind. I didn't press for details. The haunted look in her eyes said enough. I taught her human customs, language, how to fight, how to survive. And as she healed, she transformed. No longer the frail girl I found in the trash. She became fierce, sharp, smart. She learned fast, faster than I expected, and soon we were partners in survival. But I never forgot what she was, and I never let myself hope for anything more than that. For years, we lived in the shadows. We scavenged, we fought off gangs, we evaded corporate enforcers. And always, I kept my distance, emotionally at least. But Alira, she grew bolder. She laughed more. She questioned more. She looked at me with eyes that made me uncomfortable. One night, everything changed. We were ambushed by mercs, bounty hunters hired by Zentech Corp., the same monsters who'd captured her before. The fight was brutal. I took a plasma burn to the side. Alira took down 3 of them with a stolen blade. We barely escaped. As I bled out in our hideout, she cradled me, tears streaking her cheeks. Her face was inches from mine, her breath warm on my skin. And then she whispered it. I love you, human. My heart stopped, not from the wound, from her words. I should have pushed her away. Should have told her it was wrong, dangerous, impossible, but I couldn't. I saw in her eyes not the alien girl I rescued, but the woman she'd become. The woman who saved me as much as I saved her. From that night, everything between us changed. We were no longer just survivor and protector. We were partners, equals, maybe more. We planned to leave Earth, to find a place where no one cared what species we were. But Zentech wasn't done with us. They came for us at dawn. Dropships darkened the sky. Armored troops poured into the slums. This wasn't a bounty raid. It was a purge. They wanted us dead or captured, and they didn't care who got caught in the crossfire. But they underestimated us. Aelira and I fought side by side, leading the outcasts and the broken in the slums against the corporate army. It was chaos, explosions, gunfire, the acrid stench of plasma scorches. But for once, and in that battle, I realized something. Humanity wasn't just a species, it was a choice. And Aelira? She was more human than most of the bastards trying to kill us. Chapter 7, A New Dawn. We won. Not easily. Not without loss. But Zentech fled, humiliated. And in the aftermath, the city's people began to change. They saw Aelira not as an alien, but as a hero. We left New Chicago soon after. Found a ship, took to the stars. Together. And now, as I sit on this distant world, watching her laugh in the alien sun, I think back to that night in the trash-strewn alley. I think of the choice I made. The choice that saved us both. She loves me. I love her. And in the end, that's what makes us human.